You ever build a cool little app? You add a bunch of stuff to your to-do list, you close it, and when you open it back up, poof, everything's gone. It's a classic moment, right? We've all been there. Well, today, we're gonna fix that for good. We're giving your app a permanent memory using Apple's amazing framework, Swift Data.
So here's the game plan. First, we'll tackle what I call the persistence problem. Then we'll dive into the @model macro. That's kind of the blueprint for everything. After that, we'll look at the 3 pillars that make Swift data tick, run through the everyday data operations, and finally, we'll see how to connect all our data together.
All right, let's kick things off with section 1, the persistence problem. The whole goal here is simple. We want our data to stick around even after the app closes. We're going from temporary to permanent.
This is the question, isn't it? If you've been using things like @state or just plain old arrays to store your app's data, you've been working in temporary memory. It's super fast, it's easy, but it was never meant to last.
This slide really breaks it down. On one side, you have data in memory. Think of this like writing on a whiteboard. As soon as you turn it off, boom, it's gone. On the other side, you have data on disk. This is our goal. This is persistence. It's like writing in a notebook. It stays there, it remembers what the user did, and for any real app, this is absolutely essential.
And this is where Swift Data steps in. It's Apple's modern, built-for-Swift answer to this whole problem. If you've ever dealt with older frameworks like Core Data, let me tell you, Swift Data is a total game changer. It's designed from the ground up to just work with Swift UI, making everything feel so much more natural. Okay, on to section 2, the @model blueprint. Before Swift Data can save a single thing, we have to tell it what to save. We need to draw up a blueprint for our data. And it all kicks off with this one little piece of code, the @model macro. This is basically the magic word. You just pop it on top of a regular Swift class, and you're telling Swift Data, hey, pay attention to this one. This class is important. I need you to save it for me. So let's break this down. You've got @model at the top. That's our flag for persistence. Then class task. This is just a normal class defining our data structure. The properties inside, like title and is completed, are the actual pieces of information that Swift Data is going to track and save. The best part? Look how clean that is. It's just plain Swift. So, we have our blueprint. But what's the machinery that's running this whole operation behind the scenes? Well, that brings us to section 3, Swift Data's 3 foundational pillars. First, there's the model container. Just think of this as the vault. It's the secure database on the device where all your data lives. Second, the model context. This is your workspace. It's where you do all the work, adding new things, changing them, deleting them. And third, the query. This is the live feed. It fetches the data from the vault, and this is the magic part. It keeps your app screen perfectly in sync with your data. Okay, with that foundation set, let's get to the fun part in section 4, the everyday data operations. This is how we actually bring our data to life using what we call CRUD operations. Create, read, update, and delete. First up, creating and inserting data. How do we get a brand new piece of info into our secure vault? You know, it's actually incredibly simple. Step 1, you create a new object, just like you always would. Step 2, you tell the context, our workspace, to insert it. That's literally it, 2 lines of code. And this is where it all clicks. The second you call insert, Swift Data saves it to the database. At the exact same time, your @query, that live feed we talked about, sees the new item and your Swift UI screen refreshes instantly. The big takeaway here? There's no manual save button you have to call. It is completely automatic. Okay, so adding stuff is easy, but what about changing data that's already there? Like, say we need to check off a task is completed. This is almost, well, it's laughably easy. You just change the property. That's the whole thing. Task.isCompleted equals true. You just modify the object like any other normal object in your code. So why is it that easy? It's because @model objects are classes, which are what we call reference types. That just means Swift Data is watching them. Any tiny change you make to a property is automatically tracked and saved to the vault. And of course, your UI updates right away to show that change. All right, finally, let's hit the D in CRUD. How do we get rid of data we don't need anymore? You probably guessed it by now. It is one single, clear, intentional line of code. You just tell the model context to delete whatever specific object you want to get rid of. And just like that, it's gone for good. It's removed from the vault and, true to form, that @query makes sure your UI updates in a flash. The row in your list just vanishes. It's beautiful. So, we've totally mastered handling single pieces of data. Let's move on to our final section and really level up our skills. It's time to talk about building relationships between our different types of data. I mean, think about any real app you use. Data is almost never isolated. A project has a whole list of tasks. A shopping category has a bunch of items inside it. These connections are called relationships, and they're what make an app feel structured and powerful. And the key thing is, Swift data is built to manage all these connections for you automatically. And this brings us to a really fundamental piece of advice for any developer. Taking the time to really think through how your data connects is one of the best things you can do. A well-structured data model is the foundation for a stable, scalable app that's actually a joy to work on. So there you have it. We've seen how to take your app's temporary data and give it a permanent memory. We've gone from the blueprint to the machinery to the day-to-day operations. The only question left is, now that you have this power, what are you going to build? What will you empower your next app to remember?